Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece. Yeah, One Piece episode 614 review. Once again, that is 614 of One Piece. Now, before I get started, of course, you guys can look down in the description box below for the link to the episode on One Piece Official and the preview for next week's episode also in the description box down below. So, that being said, the episode is mainly about Chopper and the kids. And at the end, it's real quick. Sanji comes in there with the Marines, and that was real cool. The two ending scenes were actually really cool. And mind you, the animation in this episode was near shit status. Like, it really was. But I can't complain, because it's Chopper. And I'll be honest, Chopper in this episode... okay, you know what? Let me just mention the shit at the end. At the end, it was basically Sanji comes in there, the Marines, they pin down the kids. And we see him, like, leading the Marines, like, directing them. And that was cool as fuck. That was very cool, alright? Sanji, able to decipher what's going on here, to pin down the kids, to give Chopper the medical unit, and he's on top of the shit. He's on top of it, quick as fuck. And he did this without using quote-unquote violence. Even though they were pinning down the kids, they had to drag him down. Technically, that's violence. It's just that they didn't do, like any dick punches. It wasn't any of that stuff. Now, at the end, it was Luffy. He finally gets out of the actual dumpster area. And then he's walking. These guys are like, it's Monkey D. Luffy. Shoot. Ute. Hockey up, dudes. Straight up. One guy's still conscious. Where's Caesar? The guy freaks out. If you go down, he's right in the R building. Luffy's like, thanks. Walk straight. He has Caesar on the mind, so he can go kick his ass. So the two ending parts of the episode are actually very cool. I'll be honest. Now, when it comes to the main point of the episode, the kids and the Chopper stuff. First of all, when it comes to the kids, overall, the only, they're all vicious, but there was, in the anime, the one that's the most vicious is the blonde-haired one. Like, he's just, like, out of fucking way. And he's like, Milky Ball, fuck that shit. And he's just going. Now, let me just say this, okay? And you're wondering, the thumbnail's kind of weird. Okay, very simple. In the manga, at this point in time, which is like a year ago, because this, in the manga, took place, I think, around 2012 of October or November. Sometime around that point. And basically, here's the thing. There was this guy, this kid, amongst all these kids, the one with the mohawk. And you see him in the anime, but he is relatively, like, miscellaneous in the background. But in the manga, that was not the case. In the manga, the kid with the mohawk, he had this metal pipe, okay? This steel pipe. And he was vicious. Arguably the most vicious. He would just slug, he would just swing his shit around. Like, every time Robin grabbed him, slug. Right there. And Robin was always flinching, like these kids are brutal. And that kid, I gave him the nickname, I believe the term is moniker, Little Slugger. Little Slugger. Now the question here is, where is my little slugger? Where is my little slugger? Because this brings on point two. Point two is Chopper. Chopper in this episode. Now, when it came to the flashback, there's actually a good thing here. Because we see him. Because at that moment where it's like we have Mocha, like, Chopper's revealing about the whole entire thing about how the candy is actually a poisonous drug. How you won't live until, you'll probably die before you reach your adult years. How you weren't sick to begin with. How Caesar Clown, this was all a trap. He set this up. And how she starts to cry, and Chopper bows down because he feels personally responsible, even though he wasn't there. Obviously, duh. Even though he wasn't there, he feels personally responsible, and that's because of the whole, the doctor mentality here. He spent his life training in the medical field, or I can't say field, but he's been trained by an individual who is honed in the medical field, Dr. Correa. And his purpose in life is to try and make the lives of those who are in bad situations better. Those who have illnesses, to cure their illnesses. Those who have fractured limbs, broken limbs, to try and make them more comfortable so they can recover, and so on and so forth. And to always find new ways to better the lives of others. And in this case, even though he wasn't there, Chopper felt personally responsible, because these kids, had he not arrived at that point in time, these kids would have died. These kids would have died because they would have consumed so much poison where their bodies would not have been able to revert back. So, and then he explains the whole giant concept, how it's been a thing for hundreds of years, the attempt to turn humans into giants, and it's always failed, always. So that's the thing right there. So in that case, there is some character progression, some character development here with Chopper, and that was good. The problem here it's Chopper. Whenever it's Chopper, there's an automatic problem. Why is that? Chopper as a character, in the manga, it's less of the case because you don't actually hear him. But in the anime, he is brutally painful. I mean, brutally painful. You're like, oh, dude, shut. Oh, whoa. I had to mute the actual volume, and even still, just watching him, just stay there. And I'm like, oh my god. Yo, mute, pause, let me go outside, take a quick breather, came back, and they dragged the living shit out of it. They dragged the piss out of it. It was like, oh my god. There were repeated scenes of shock and awe. In the manga, it was quick. I got a PM today where someone's like, yo, King of Lightning, man, Mocha had a hard time swallowing. LOL. I'm like, oh, dude, whoa, wait, stop. You're here, but bring it down. Bring it way down, bro. She's a kid swallowing some poison candy, and then you're gonna put in those kind of jokes? Really? At this point in time? Because I feel bad for Mocha. I do. So, I mean, but then again, I'm fucked up. Therefore, it only makes sense that I fucked up fans. It only makes sense. Either way. The thing about that is that in the manga, it was swallow and then in an instant roll down the stairs, cough up blood. And Chopper was he dope. He was he was on top of that shit. He was like, yeah. But in the anime, it was a slow crawl. All the while, tears and shit. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, dude, just get there. Go. And then the flashbacks drag out even more. Then we have Chopper yelling, Mocha, don't do it. But you know it's already too late. It's already in her mouth. No pun intended. And it's you can't, you know that she's gonna swallow the candy. You know it. So he's just standing there on top of the actual stairs, and it's he doesn't roll down until a certain point in time. You could have just, yeah. That's what he could have done. And plus, it's the fact that Chopper as a character overall, and let me just deviate real quick, alright? I never understood why, born as a reindeer, he has, his prima form is his mini form. His prima form should be a reindeer. That should be he's a reindeer. Why the fuck is he some weird, small shit? I hate that about Chopper. I mean, me personally, I would love it if he was in that big muscle form most of the time. That would be yeah, I would dig him way more. But he's a reindeer, so his main form should be that reindeer form, not this. In fact, we hardly ever see his reindeer form, which is weird because he's a fucking reindeer. Makes no sense to me, this guy. So that pisses me off. I don't like Chopper. He's my least favorite character, and this episode was dragged out, and one of the focuses was Chopper. So this episode is obviously not to my favorite. I feel really bad for Mocha. I really do. Because, you know, that was some heavy shit. That was some heavy shit. It's just that Chopper makes me mad. Like, I can't have sympathy in the episode when I'm pissed. And Chopper pisses me off. So, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. The episode, overall, the animation, it was, like, unusually bad. It was unusually bad. Granted, seeing the medical G5 come in there, teeth all fucked up and shit, looking like goon. And, oh, by the way, that reminded me, this show's funny. Last episode, one of the guys in the comment section mentioned, and if you know if you are the guy, shout yourself out in the comment section down below. This individual said, notice how Chopper is using the same needle for the set of injections. I was like, oh shit, straight up AIDS status. That's a red flag. You need to go back to school. That's basic shit, Chopper. What are you doing? I was like, wow. That was a good catch. That was a very good catch. I noticed that until you pointed out how, or he or she, how, look, Chopper's using the same damn needles for each of these kids. God knows what type of shit he's passing. Like, I mean, granted, it's One Piece, so it's not gonna be the case, but let's be a little bit smarter here. I mean, Oda's trying to promote this. He's trying to go a particular way, but if you look too deep into it, you can see something else entirely. And it's like, what the hell? And remember, One Piece has to appeal to kids too. So it's like, I mean, maybe because, that's probably the reason why Chopper is always like mini form, which pisses me off again. But it's just that if a kid reads too deep into it and thinks, wait a second, so is it okay if I have injections by the same needle? No. No. You don't know what your buddies have, what the other person has, you have no idea. And how that could affect your body. No. Alright. So, always use a fresh needle. Always. If you whatever the fuck you're doing. Because I'm not going to sit here and dictate your life. Whatever the fuck you're doing, always use a fresh one. Okay, but I'm done. King of Lightning. The rating overall, I mean, really, it's Chopper. So I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going to go with this rating. I'm done. Peace. Have a nice day. Where is my little slugger? Seriously. In the middle of Chopper screaming, I was praying to God that little slugger would come out of nowhere and just straight up